1. A wedding in Charleston. The night air in Charleston, South Carolina carried the warm breeze of late summer. Lanterns shimmered in the courtyard of the historic Bradford estate where laughter echoed and jazz music floated through the air. It was supposed to be a perfect evening, at least for Ethan Brooks, who had driven down from New York to attend his cousin's wedding. Ethan blended into the crowd, smiling politely, but deep inside something always felt incomplete, like a chapter in his life had been ripped out. Meanwhile, across the courtyard, a man in a black suit observed the wedding from behind an oak tree. His name was Liam Carter. He wasn't invited. And he didn't come to celebrate. He came for answers. Two men, one collision. Ethan stepped outside to take a call. Liam, scanning the crowd for a man he believed ruined his life, rushed through the same hallway. The collision was brutal. Liam shoved Ethan off. Ethan snapped, "Watch where you're going." Liam fired back, "You're the one standing in the damn doorway." Their eyes locked, an electric tension slicing through the air. Ethan felt a strange sensation behind his ribs, like he knew this man from somewhere. Liam felt it too, right before the deep, sudden hatred rose inside him. Before either could speak again, a bridesmaid interrupted. "Guys, please, not tonight." But the damage was done. Two storms had met. Neither knew they shared the same blood. 3. The stranger's mission. Liam wasn't just angry. He had a purpose. For years, he believed a powerful man, Charles Bradford, the groom's father, was responsible for his adoptive father's downfall. The Bradfords owned half the real estate across Charleston. Liam believed they were corrupt. Tonight was the first time he could confront Charles face to face. Tonight he wanted justice. Or revenge. He slipped inside the estate. Ethan followed him, sensing trouble. Something about Liam felt wrong but familiar. 4. The fight that stops the wedding. When Liam found Charles Bradford greeting guests, he charged toward him like a bullet. Ethan grabbed Liam's arm. "Hey, what the hell are you doing?" "Let me go," Liam roared. "I won't until you tell me what." Liam shoved him so hard they crashed into a table, plates shattered, guests screamed, the music cut abruptly. Charles stepped back in shock. The wedding erupted into chaos. Ethan tackled Liam to the ground. The two fought with a fury no one could explain, punches fueled by years of emptiness, abandonment, and a hatred both men didn't understand. Security swarmed. Both men were dragged outside the estate gates in the humid night air. Rain began to fall. 5. The woman in the shadows. Before Ethan and Liam could continue the fight, a voice came from behind the gates. "Stop." An elderly woman stepped forward, holding a small brown leather notebook close to her chest. Her name, Margaret Hale, a retired social worker. Her eyes trembled when she saw them together. "Oh my God," she whispered, "it's them, after all these years." Ethan frowned. "Ma'am, do we know you?" She stepped closer. "You don't know me, but I know both of you." Liam stiffened. "How?" She opened the notebook. Inside were 2 hospital bracelets. Each had a name. Each had a date. Each had a matching barcode. Ethan and Liam's breath caught in their throats. 6. The broken past. Margaret's voice shook. 32 years ago, 2 twin boys were born at Riverland Memorial Hospital. Their mother, Anna Carter, died during childbirth. Ethan's ears rang. Liam froze in place. Margaret continued. "Your father couldn't handle the loss. He disappeared into addiction and crime. Social workers separated the twins. One was adopted by a family in New York." She looked at Ethan. "You." Then she turned to Liam. "And the other was placed with the Carters, a struggling family who loved you deeply." Liam felt a tear roll down without permission. "But after a fire destroyed their home," Margaret said softly, "you went into foster care again. That's where your paths split forever." Ethan sat down on the curb, shock swallowing him whole. Liam stared into the rain. They had been enemies their whole lives. Because the world kept their truth buried. 7. Misplaced revenge. Ethan whispered, "All this hatred, and we didn't even know." Liam clenched his fists. "Then why did Charles Bradford ruin my father's life?" Margaret shook her head. "He didn't." Liam stiffened. The man responsible for your father's downfall was his business partner, Evan Clark. He framed the Bradfords. You hunted the wrong man, Liam. Liam stepped back as if hit. Ethan slowly approached him. You weren't fighting Charles tonight. He placed a hand on Liam's shoulder. You were fighting a ghost. Liam broke. For the first time in years. Ate the brothers' moment. The rain soaked them both, blending the past with the present. Ethan whispered, I always felt something was missing. Liam said, I always felt alone. A long heavy silence. Then Ethan stretched out his hand. Maybe we don't have to be anymore. Liam stared at the hand. The hand of a stranger. Of an enemy. Of his brother. He took it. And suddenly everything made sense. The anger. The familiarity. The strange connection. Their souls recognized each other long before their minds did. 9 Walking back inside. Rain stopped. Music began again inside the estate, jazz echoing in the humid night air. Ethan and Liam walked into the wedding together. Guests stared, confused by the sudden shift from violence to calm unity. Charles Bradford approached cautiously. Ethan said, we need to talk, not about tonight, about the past. Liam nodded. And about clearing your name. Charles, shocked, simply responded, come inside, boys, we'll figure this out. The two brothers walked side by side, leaving behind a lifetime of pain and stepping into a future they never knew was waiting. 10 A new chapter begins. In the warm glow of the wedding lights, 2 men who had once tried to kill each other stood together as brothers. The mystery that haunted their lives was finally unraveled. Broken pieces were finding their place again. And for the first time in decades, they weren't alone.